Shalom. I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS of Great Millstone. Salutations of shalom and blessings to the elect. I have another article here having to do with the RFID chip. Okay, now this is this is gonna be the new big thing, I guess. What Esau is gonna try to do. All right, because as you guys know, or if you heard, there's been a outbreak of E. coli Salmonella on Roman lettuce. All right, I think this happened about 2 times now. Now, in this article, it said it happened 20 times in this year, man, of 2018. All right, and that's a lot, man. 20 outbreaks, 20 cases of E. coli, man. All right, infecting the Roman lettuce, man. All right. And Esau don't tell you about this. All right? He might tell you a little bit, but he ain't going to tell you the whole story. But it said, just to read the article, it says this comes from Men's Health. All right? This says, this weird new device could save you from buying contaminated foods. Could it stop the next Roman lettuce scares? And this article is dated November of 28, 2018. So this is 3 days ago, roughly. By now, you've heard of the Great Roman Scares of 2018, which hit right before Turkey Day and prompted a lot of pie and is healthier than salad. All right? And really, that was the Most High, man. All right, using the so-called white man, all right? To push out that Roman, Salmonella on the Roman lettuce, all right, a day before Thanksgiving, right? Because usually when people, eat Thanksgiving, they have salads. They use Roman lettuce, all right? And that's in the scriptures. You shall eat your food to fall amongst the Gentiles. You shall eat poison and live, okay? So everything we eat is all genetically modified, or you have some type of chemical sprays put over the food, all right? So that way, when they get shipped off to various parts of the country, they won't go bad. They'll stay perfectly in good form, because all the chemicals, make sure that it stays perfectly fine, and that's wicked, all right? Because that causes all types of illness, man. All right, allergies and stuff. Me myself, I can't eat apples anymore because my mouth starts getting itchy. Cherries the same way, pears. Fruit ain't supposed to do that to you, man. You ain't supposed to catch, allergic reaction. People back in the ancient world, you were living much healthier, all right, compared to now, all right? And you could thank the so-called white race for that, man. Everything you white people touch, you destroy. Everything that's beautiful, you destroy, man, all right? And the Lord said he would destroy woe to him who destroyeth the earth. And you so-called white people are fully responsible for what's going on, man. Physically and spiritually, man. All right, on this planet Earth. All right. But reading on, it says, memes and bad puns. What you probably didn't know, though, was that this was the 21st such outbreak this year. All right, so a lot of people weren't aware of this, man. And it's highlighted. See, 21st such outbreak this year. And that's a lot, man. That's a lot. And like I said, I don't know if I said it before, but I only heard about 2 outbreaks this year, man. I didn't know that there was 20. So there's a lot of things that Esau don't say in his media, man. All right. It says less than 1 week later, we're already up to 22. Wow, so it actually went up even more, by 1 more. And the second case of E. coli contaminated Romanian, all right? It's been a record-breaking year for foodborne illnesses, and that's the Most High, man. The scriptures shall be pestilence in diverse places, all right? The Lord's contaminating the food, all right? And, that's the lack of bread, It says with the Centers for Disease Control launching more investigations that it has in previous decade, 1 in 6 Americans get sick from tainted food each year, according to the CDC data, and virtually no food product is unaffected. Meat, eggs, fast food, salads, packaged cakes, mixes, even crudité, for crying out loud. Luckily, a solution that doesn't involve only eating space food may be underway. The brain trust at the MIT Media Lab, headed for Assistant Professor Fadil Adib, PhD, has had success using radio frequencies to detect anomalies in packages without ever opening them. All right, this has to do with the RFID chip, man. All right, which is the mark of the beast. All right, because everything in the whole world, all right, everything has one of these what you see right here, the RFID stickers on practically all foods, all products, everything, electronics, clothing, all right, to track them, man. All right. It says the technique, Salakia. The technique uses RFID tags, those tiny flexible microchip looking squares that are already used in billions of products worldwide. Right? You might be wearing one right now. In fact, that technology was developed in the early part of this millennium as a kind of handier barcode that allowed items to be scanned and tracked from distance using a wireless signal. All right? And this is a so-called white man. All right? This is what he dreams about, tracking your every move. All right? He wants to track everything, the food, everything, man. All right? And that's fulfilling the prophecy. He wants to sit in the seat of the Most High, as roughly paraphrasing it, as if he is the Most High. All right? The basic idea is that when you put an RFID on a product, it emits a radio wave that travels through it and gives us data on what is inside. All right? So if this is telling you, if this is just on food, imagine what the so-called white man can do with this being in your body, man. Certain radio frequencies, traveling, in your brain. And we know the brain deals with a lot of frequency. All right? That's why a lot of people catch brain cancer, man. All these waves in the air, man. That's demonic, man. All right? This technology is satanic, man. It's demonic. All right? You can even, as a man, you can even have a phone in your pocket because that kills your sperm count, man. That's demonic, man. And that's all part of depopulating, and that's all the so-called white man, man. All right? This is why the so-called white race is going to get the judgment that you're going to get from Yahweh by Shimi Shai. All right? Which is total, you're going to serve slavery for 1,000 years, and then you're going to be permanently annihilated, man. We're going to burn you off. We're going to exterminate your race. All right? It says the basic idea is that when you put an RFID on a product, it emits a radio wave that travels through it and gives us data on what's inside. It says Adib. It's a little like an ultrasound image, only instead of your kid, you're seeing possible contaminate. So far, Adib's group has used the method which they call RFIQ to detect methanol, which is often used on adultery, alcohol, and millennium, a toxic and high dosage substance that caused a scandal when it was added to baby formula in China. All right. We still don't know how many substances we can detect, but initial testing got impressive results, Adib says. What's more, the technology is inexpensive, as RFID chips go for 3 cents. You see, man, and that's gonna be the trick, man. All right, because the so-called white man knows there's a lot of poor people in America, especially our people. All right, black people are poor, Hispanic people are poor, Native American people are poor. All right, so when the so-called white man crashes his economy and brings up the RFID chip, all right, he says, look, the RFID chip, you can buy, I'm just throwing a number. You pay $23 to get chip, man, and your chip might come with $500, extra just for getting the chip, or $5,000. I'm just, I'm not saying that's exactly what's gonna happen. I'm just giving you an idea, all right? It could help trace an outbreak back to its source more quickly. Plus, if a product doesn't come with an RFID chip, you can slap one on at any time, at any point, and get the same results with a hand scanner. Every year over the past decade or two, we've been seeing major food safety hazards. You see, and this is the so-called white man doing this, all right? This is him purposely contaminating the food so he can have a reason to bring out this RFID. Another reason to why everybody should get chipped, all right? All these hacking attacks, that's all done by the so-called white man, all right? Say, oh, look, that's why they bought the credit cards with the chips, man, all right? It was nothing but like, what, 2 years ago, Target, all these stores, all these major corporate were getting hacked, and nobody knew, who was doing it. Who you think was doing it? The so-called white man, your own government, all right? To transition the people again, getting used to this RFID technology, all right? So that way when they bring out the chip, everybody takes it, all right? It says outbreaks related to bacteria or with increasing frequencies. Adib says that was what motivated us, but he also thinks the same technology could be used to tell when sour cream has gone bad or reveal the calorie or sugar content of foods, but by pesky nutrient labels. Wow. So you won't even need to actually look at the nutritions in the back of foods, man. All right? Your RFID chip will probably tell you, hey, look, man, you can't eat this. You know? Without even having to open your food. He estimates the RFID could be commercially viable in as little as 3 years, hopefully. So if it's taking that short time, to bring this out on food, imagine how quick this chip is. The Mossad is gonna bring this chip out, man. I personally believe it's gonna come out in the next decade. I'm not saying what I mean by that. I'm saying like by 2021, but who knows if we'll still be here, but the Mossad is making this move real quick, all right? America's not gonna be here for 20, 30, 40, 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, because this decade is almost up, all right? We're about to be 2019, and in 2020, I remember reading an article where they said buses, they're trying to do away with buses with the cash now. All right, now they want to start using phone apps by 2020. All right, so I possibly see this RFID chip. This is my opinion. I'm not saying this is gonna happen. Starting to roll sometime by next decade, 2021, possibly 22, but it's coming real fast. Now again, I'm not saying we're gonna be here for 10 years or 20. I'm just this is just my opinion. From what I'm seeing, like Esau's trying to make these people get he's trying to get masses of the people to get used to this, all right, and he's doing it, little but slowly. It's happening slowly, but it's happening in a quick rate, if you can understand what I'm trying to say, but he estimates the RFID could be commercially viable in as little as 3 years. Hopefully we'll be able to survive on the iceberg until then. All right, now you see another thing with this RFID chip, all right? Just like with the food, all right? That it may detect, certain outbreaks if the food is contaminated with something. The RFID, that signal will let you know, all right? Salakia. And the same thing, with this chip, with people that have, certain disabilities, all right, they're paraplegics, paralyzed, or they're brain dead. This RFID chip is gonna do miracles, all right. And there's an article I remember watching a video. Somebody put out about people that are have disabilities or brain dead, can't speak or nothing, that they might be able to people who are paralyzed, they might be able to move, all right, or people that are brain dead, they might be able to start talking, start acting normal, all right, with that RFID chip, of course, all right. So that RFID chip is gonna bring miracles, in a way. I call it synthetic miracles because it's man-made. All right, this is not of the Most High. All right. So if people, if the so-called white man says if you're paralyzed and you take this chip, it might cure you. A lot of people gonna take it, man. A lot of people. All right, it's gonna cure autism, things of that sort. All right. So the so-called white man, like I said before, he's trying to sit on that same seat as the Most High, like he's like if he is the Most High, he's gonna try to make himself seem like he's the Most High, trying to make the masses of the people look at him like he's like God, all right, when he's not God, all right. Now, and Esau's gonna get a lot of people with this, all right. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 14, verse 15. It says, the simple believe every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. Okay? Yeah, all these people out here are going to be simple, man. They're going to believe everything that the so-called white man tells them. And they already believe all the shit he says, But the prudent man looketh well to his going. So prudent will be, the men that are in the know. All right? You brothers out there, because you know that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, all right, regardless of what anybody says, all right, there's a lot of evidence that shows that the RFID chip is the mark of the beast, man, all right, there's nothing in the world, all right, there's no philosophy, you can't buy or sell with a philosophy. How the hell you gonna do that? So all those guys are saying that, the RFID chip is an embargo, whatever, that's madness, all right? That's a lie, man, all right? The RFID chip is the mark of the beast, all right? Esau's mark is the RFID chip. The so-called white man's mark is the RFID chip, all right? Don't listen to anybody that says RFID chip is anything but the RFID chip. The mark of the beast is the RFID chip, all right? The mark of the beast is the RFID chip, point blank, period. Okay? Now, another scripture, all right, is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, all right? So, we know why the so-called white man's doing this, man. All right, trying to put RFID tags on food, all right, because he's trying to push in that new world order, all right? The RFID chip, all right? He wants to chip every human being on this planet, all right? So we're not ignorant of that, all right? We know what you're doing, all right? Because the Most High gave us the heads up, all right? Before you even do it. And that's the power of the Most High, man, all right? That's the power of the Most High. And he used the apostles of Great Millstone, which are the true men of the Lord, all right? Apostle Tahar, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Ramla, Apostle Rakah, all right? The Most High blessed those men to teach us, all right? Now, if you're teaching contrary to what they're teaching, all right, because the Most High is dealing with them. I don't care what nobody say. The Most High, Yahweh by Shem Yashai, is dealing with the apostles, starting from Apostle Tahar on down, all right? He's only dealing with those men, all right? He's not dealing with Nate, all right? Or any of you young guys, all right? That try to say the RFID chip is not the mark of the beast, man. You're young, man, all right? And I'm a young guy, and I know better than to try to go against my teacher, man, who's first of all who's way older than me, all right? You know, the more older you get, the more wiser you get, man, all right? So that's nothing but pride, all right? And second of all, the student is not greater than the teacher, all right? So you young guys out there, you got demons on you, man. That's Satan on you, man. All right, trying to say that the RFID chip is not the mark of the beast. It is the mark of the beast, my man. Now, we're going to close it out with the book of Revelations, chapter 13, verse 16. He calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. All right? And that no man might buy or sell, save he that hath the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. All right? For it is the number of a man. And who's that man? Who's the beast? All right? NATO and the EU, which is primarily, you know, Esau's whole entire, his whole system, man. All right? His way of, you know, his so-called way, you know, how he wants, you know, his whole power structure, as you would say. All right? For it is the number of a man. All right? And that man is a so-called white man, Esau. And his number is 603 All right? The so-called white man, all right, is that man, all right? And he's going to try to push out this RFID chip on the masses of the people, okay? And the only ones who are teaching that the RFID, that the mark of the beast is the RFID chip, is apostles on down, all right? GMS is the only true camp that teaches the truth, man, all right? There's no other camp out there that teaches the truth. All right, not unless, you know, you're not, you know, of Great Millstone, but you're teaching the same doctrine, then, you know, there's nothing to say. All right, but if you're not teaching the same doctrine as GMS, that's a problem. All right. But, you know, with that, you know, I hope this video was edifying. You know, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kakadash, double honors to the apostles of GMS of Great Millstone. Salutations and shalom and blessings to the elect. Shalom.